and you haven't got the, I've come a long way. I'm like, buckle up. It's going to be an incredible ride. Let's go. Good morning. Okay.
Look at her.
We need a photo together, but like inside.
Inside, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the plan.
Love it. It's a great plan.
So it's after Jimmy John is my plan.
Okay, good.
Let's make that happen, Natalie. I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out. See what you can do.
Okay.
Drop the pencil.
There you go.
Pencil.
Okay, you want to do all three?
Okay, all three.
Elena in the middle.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Our sparkly clean. And pencils.
One more. Okay.
Sherri, have you heard about Elena's pencil?
No.
You got a video. You'll see it eventually.
I always wondered, what do I do with my hands in a photo? Because when I look at my hands in a photo, I'm always like clawing, or there's these weird angles and it never looks good. So I asked a professional model who walks the runway for Gucci, for Dior, you name it, she does, serious runway model. And she taught me this little trick, and I'm passing it on to you for free. Ready? Here we go. She says you hold the pencil, okay? And then drop the pencil. Drop the pencil. The pencil. And that is how you hold your hand in pictures. You drop the pencil.
Oh! Yes, for the yes. When you relax your hands.
And then you drop the pencil.
That's right.
So we're gonna go over now.
It's,
We're walking over.
There's 145 people in. It's 7:30.
The ladies were a little silly this morning.
Ladies, they partied all night.
By Vegas. So upset that they didn't get invited.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like this.
Special. I should have thought of that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Hello. Is it on? Good morning. Oh my gosh, what an early start, huh? I wanted us to have an opportunity to just get in the room and meet other amazing, wonderful powerhouse women to help support each other, rise together, perhaps do business and collaborations together, or just make incredible lifelong friendships. I've seen it before. This has been a decade in the process, and some people have been in and friends since then, and it's really amazing to watch and see, and you know, and to be able to host such an event where we can get together and have these opportunities. So, of course, I have Sherie Hamilton. Really Grant's right arm in the organization and the chief operating officer, and what she does is just completely mind-blowing. I have so much respect for you. We also have Natalie Dawson, president of Cardone Ventures, which, you know, they've told the story before how they came out to the 2019 Growth Con in Marlin Stadium, 34,000 people, to come see if Grant and I were really real. I'm like, we're real. And look, it turned out to be the best partnership that we've ever had and collaborated with, and we're building and have built something so incredible and so fast and without a whole lot of hiccups. I mean, that's gonna happen with any business, but in the time and how fast they have exploded Cardone Ventures with mitigated situations and occurrences is just really phenomenal. And the best part is now that the foundation is in it, we really are at the launching pad to really go into outer orbit, like to really go nuclear in ways we haven't even experienced as a company yet. And, you know, it's like I've said it before, like an avalanche when the snow starts or the snowball starts. And Grant and I said, you know, the first 10 million, the first 100 million seems like, well, that could never happen. It just seems like such a crazy number, and I'm telling you, the first 10, and then it became 100 for us, was the hardest. It was the hardest to get to, because you haven't gotten the momentum yet, and you haven't got the. So it doesn't matter if you don't like the way Grant says something. Often I don't myself. We're still working. He's work in progress, people. I've come a long way. But we're not there yet. And you know what? Who cares? I don't need a perfect person. The thing is you got to look at the content of somebody's heart and look at their statistics. And are they helping people and impacting lives and changing the world and making a difference? And maybe his or somebody else that you know, their technique might not be perfect, or, you know, it might not be pretty, but if it gets the result of productivity and positivity, and it gets you to get out of your comfort zone and go to the next level, sometimes that might be what you needed to get you there. So if you like what you see and you're new and you're like, you know what, I'm going all in on this group and this organization, this community, welcome. I hope you do, and enjoy. Buckle up. It's going to be an incredible ride. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adrienne Braun, and I am a wedding dress designer from New Jersey. This is my 7th GrowthCon, and so I remember when Elena Cardone and Natalie Dawson and Sherie spent the whole entire week for doing free calls for 10X ladies 5 years ago. And I really, really appreciate you all. And Natalie was kind of telling me when I was telling you that I made $57,000 a year that, oh my God, you got this. And 2 years later, we 1.2 million, so thank you.
So what's so cool about her story, and I think I've mentioned this once or twice to her in person, but when she's mentioning these calls that Elena used to do, is the 10X Ladies call, and she launched this in 2019, right before COVID happened, and you were talking about wedding dresses on the call. It was the very first one, and right after that conversation is when Elena turned to me and asked, why aren't you married yet? Because I refused to marry Brandon. I just had all of this weird hang up in my brain about like getting married, and I don't want to get married, and why do it, and like it's just a contract. And she said it's confusing, and it's because of you and all of you guys. You play a part in this story. You really do. I don't think that we maybe say this enough, maybe in a peer pressure type way. Well, this one peer pressured me for sure. But you play this huge role in this community through showing up to calls. Like, we see you in these calls. We watch and we see the people who show up and who are consistent. And that's what we do every single day. That's what we have to push ourselves to do. But it's a reciprocal role that we are all playing. And this group is so incredible and amazing. And I appreciate you because you have been showing up since you were doing $53,000 a year in wedding dresses and have been trying to figure this out in New York to be able to have a business a handful of years later doing $1.5 million in revenue. That is amazing. That is amazing. So you did the work, and it's inspiring to us, and it's why we do what we do. So thank you.
I'm just curious, how many business owners are in the room?
Wow.
That's right. Yeah. So incredible. Well done. Over here, the lady in red, because it is 10X Day.
Hi, my name is Ella. I'm an AI trainer and mentor. I came here all the way from Poland.
Wow.
And as a mom of a 4 years old and expecting a second one, I would like to ask you, moms, how do you find balance between business and being a mom? How do you deal with a guilt feeling? Because we as moms, at least myself, and I feel that a lot of moms can relate to that, when I work a lot, when I need to put more hours, when I work on the evenings, when I spend a lot of time building my empire, I feel guilty of not spending that time with my kid, that I'm not giving him enough attention. But whenever I give him more attention, I feel guilty that I'm not doing enough. So how do you find balance between that? How do you deal with this guilt feeling?
I just, how do you answer that? I mean, sometimes you're just going to feel that way, and you just have to know that that's the way you feel and move on. But some of the techniques that I've kind of figured out as I've gone along the way is, well, my family's always going to come first, no matter what, when they really need me. But sometimes they don't really need me, and then that's the times where you go, okay, I got to prioritize my time and have somebody or something or an activity that they can do that, allows you to be freed up, because it's also your responsibility to, provide for them. And so the next piece to that is explaining from a very young age that, who you are and what your purpose is. And so that's what we did with the girls from a very young age. We said, we're Team Cardone, and we make a difference for the better in this world, and this is how we do it. We deliver conferences, and sometimes that makes us have to be away from you. But when we're at these conferences, we change hundreds and thousands of lives, and then they go better, and they're better for their families. So if you want to participate and play on Team Cardone as a team member, you want to be a superhero, because that's how I talk to them. We're superheroes. That's who we are. Yes, I want to be a superhero. Okay, great. When we have to be gone and not away with you, when you're actually staying home with the nanny or your parents or whoever's watching the kids, caring for them, you're actually helping those people by allowing us to be there. You are helping them. So they actually felt like they made a contribution. Whether they were here in person or not, they were helping you. And we validated them for that. And it put them more at a cause point of, rather than being left, they're actually contributing and helping. They're actually a cause. We used to play this game where they pushed us out the door. So it made them feel less effect and more a cause of their contributing to the motion. I turned it into a game, push us out the door, and they would push us out the door, and it was, instead of this crying and this emotional and don't leave and, blah, 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 blah. So that's one thing that helps. And then the other thing is, you as you grow and expand, you have to delegate out the roles that you don't actually need to be doing, and someone else is competent or more competent than you in certain cases to wear those hats or roles while you can't do it. And then it's just a juggling act of all in between of ding, 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 ding. And so that's my best answer.
That was a great answer. Just to add, when my girls were young, my husband at the time was absent most of the time, and he's an ex-husband now. But it was like being a single mom. And then when I was divorced, I was a single mom, and it was very heartbreaking, and I would try to find ways like, okay, I wasn't a business owner at the time, so I had to go somewhere and report on time and get my paycheck and all those things, and still have the lunches made and the diaper bag pack and all of that. And so what I found was, I found this job as a title processing receptionist at Fidelity National Title, and there was a daycare next door. And so I said, okay, if I just know they're next door, then maybe I'll be okay. And it was very challenging even so. And my older one would tell the receptionist at the daycare center, my mom's coming to get me, so I'm not going to go play. I'm just going to wait right here at reception until she comes back. And so I just want to tell you, I understand. It's gut-wrenching, right? But the cool thing is that you do what you can in the moments you have. Every moment you're with them, it's 10 minutes, it's 30 minutes, it's 1 hour, it's making dinner, it's going grocery shopping, it's buying a gift for someone, it's consoling a friend who needs your help. It's that sharing whatever you're doing in addition to being with them is teaching them. And you're being an example. You're being an example of an ethical, productive, highly motivated person, and that's going to set a really important example for them. And I know for a fact my daughters thank me every day for being that person for them. And so as much as it hurts sometimes, it's the right thing, and you can do it all. Okay? All right. We're going to do one more question because we've got to get ready to go. In the back of the room.
Good morning. Thank you, ladies, for being here. My name is Evelyn Castillo. This is my first. I've been wanting to come here for a while.